No, that's impossible. It's a squid.
As a result, everyone is melting, going insane, or bloat mad.
You have my complete, full, undivided attention. There's a reason why I like dark elves, okay? Many reasons. You could say even at least 2 reasons. This man finds all the games I never knew existed. Honestly, I want to see what his algorithm looks like at this point. Seth is back again, fresh out of the oven with another turn-based tactical RPG, Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. It's a little embarrassing to admit as a turn-based lover that I've never heard of HOMM till now. So before the Order of the Fly find me, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into it.
Hey people.
Hi,
Seth here. Visualize
People
happiness. For me,
I am.
it is holding my greatest enemy hostage, covering his skin in honey, and slowly roasting it until it caramelizes into a layer of glaze. I do not watch.
Nice.
I listen to the cacophony of screams as he's pulled apart like a succulent pecking duck.
That
My
looks
only
beautiful.
sadness is in the knowledge that I can't do it again. He's beyond my reach, but for his crimes, he has eternity to answer for. Alternatively, sure, I'll take a new Heroes game. I have no financial relation to Hooded Horse or the perfidious child pickup artist involved in his publication. But let's just say, if Ubisoft had their way, none of this would exist. Replaced instead with mobile.
Did he really just call it Ubisoft? Hold on a minute. Look, it's really early for me. I woke up at 6:30 in the morning. What do you mean? Did you just say Ubisoft?
If Ubisoft had their way, none of this would exist.
Things.
Replaced instead with mobile slop shovelware, which I couldn't even access because as of today, my Uplay account has been acquired by a Chinaman. As they say, we each have our own guardian angels. I just didn't expect mine to be living in the prefecture of Guangzhou.
Me neither. It's wild, isn't it?
As someone who is on several lists, my online security is very important to me. For the past few months, I've been going to coffee shops, ingratiating myself with the Olden infirm, and integrating myself into their geriatric communities. Before long, someone asks me for help with their computer. I oblige, knowing they really just need some company. But this is where I strike. Instead of fixing their computer, I steal their computer and take a screenshot of a Yahoo Mail inbox to the monitor. I'm able to get about a week's worth of use out of their system before I have to ditch the evidence and repeat the cycle. Worse still, I can feel myself slipping away, as each time I'm forced to snuff out the tender flame of compassion from my heart to do so.
Seth, you're wicked. He's reminding me. Okay, I'm going to try to keep this story short. I went into a store. It was a very nice store. There was a very old British lady there, and she was talking to 2 other elderly ladies about cookies. And I kid you not, her own words, she was saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe there's cookies in the computer. I went on the internet and there was cookies in the computer." And so she's going on about how computers have cookies. And the other 2 elderly ladies, they're like, "Oh my God, that's amazing. How'd you find that? How are the cookies in there?" I'm not even kidding. This is not made up. This actually happened. They genuinely thought there were cookies inside of their computer. So I'm walking in the store and I'm like, oh my God, I hope when I get old and crazy that I'm just like that. I want to live in that sort of whimsy to where I believe there's cookies inside of the computer. Don't take advantage of the elderly, please.
Myself slipping away, as each time I'm forced to snuff out the tender flame of compassion from my heart to do so. There has to be a better way. Introducing ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN routes all of your online activity through secure encrypted servers. It's more effective than elder abuse and a lot easier on the wallet. Those backgammon lessons were really starting to eat into my figurine budget. What figurines? That's for me to know and you to never find out. Because ExpressVPN is like being on the Epstein list. Nobody will ever know where you were or what you did. Not your internet provider, data brokers, invasive advertisers, nor scammers can see what you're up to. ExpressVPN keeps you safe. With just one click, you can secure up to 14 devices simultaneously. And right now, you can get ExpressVPN for just $3.49 a month. That's less than the allowance my parents give me. And if you scan the QR code, click on the link in the description below, or just go to expressvpn.com/Seth, you can get 4 extra months of service. That's expressvpn.com/Seth for 4 extra months of service. Gameplay is pretty much the same. Prior to standardized testing, IQ was measured by a player's build order. Regular humans are capable of long-term decision-making, prioritizing an economy, while others build every single unit dwelling and run out of gold by week 2. This designates them as barely sapient and are promptly shipped to the bauxite mine to fulfill their destiny.
Heads up, new miner arriving.
Oh no.
But on to the changes. Horrible. Stack splitting is easier than ever. Same goes for transferring armies and artifacts between heroes.
That looks crisp.
Before I send them away on their weekly mission of harassing leprechauns for spare change. We're back to hexagons. Why did we ever leave? Because math is hard, and we're gonna gaslight you into loving squares. Like Tribes of the East, every unit comes with 2 side grades, which can be switched at no cost. Like Civilization.
You know what? He has a really good point about the squares now I think about it. Why do some turn-based games use hexagons instead of squares? It gets a little wonky with the hexagons. But I'm so curious about the thought process behind it. Is it just a style choice? Or is there like an actual, it has to be hexagons. It won't work if there's squares. And the dev is just like, dang it.
Hard, and we're gonna gaslight you into loving squares. Like Tribes of the East, every unit comes with 2 side grades, which can be switched at no cost. Like Civilization, every faction comes with a tech tree. Like Tales of Androgyny, skills come with a selection of sub-skills, which are mutually exclusive and synergistic. Unlike the incredibly obtuse and convoluted Heroes 5 skill wheel, which isn't even documented inside the game, we now have subclasses, which still require insane RNG to roll the 5 out of 7 slots you're never going to get. Resources are mostly the same, except sulfur has been switched out for alchemical dust, which is required for upgrading dwellings. Or you can spend it all on an infinitely upgradable golden goose egg, which works off gacha mechanics, except there's no guaranteed pity pool, and it's designed to rob you. Magic now works off astrology. Mage guilds are astronomical observatories. Spells are the stars of a constellation, each of which is aligned with a different school of magic. Daylight cleanses, nightshade curses, arcane controls, and primal destroys. On top of this, you have high neutral magic, which is a 5-week countdown until everyone learns Dimension Door. There's 5 tiers of magic and 4 levels for every spell. These range from tactical to completely busted, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Outside of magic, Focus is a new resource that's generated by attacking and being attacked, which is spent on unit abilities. Lore, we're in the continent of Jadam. That's Might Magic 8, but it's before Heroes of Might and Magic 1, so there's no devil aliens yet, because Might and Magic 6 hasn't happened. This matters to absolutely no one. Don't even...
Could I get a TLDR of the lore? Is it like a consistent lore across the games? How many games are there of this? Like, huh? How big is this game? Am I crazy? I keep saying I love turn-based combat. I love turn-based combat. I love turn-based combat. But every time Seth finds a turn-based game, I've never heard of it. It's something that's completely new to me. I had no idea it existed, and I'm over here trying to, like, not gaslight myself into thinking maybe I'm not that much of a turn-based fan after all. maybe I'm just a casual. I'm gonna go play some more Fire Emblem after this. I need to, obviously.
Yet, because Might and Magic 6 hasn't happened.
You will not gaslight
to absolutely no one. Don't even get me started on what a Varn is. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I want to get
Currently,
to that.
There's 6
Can
factions,
we get there now?
and I'm going to cover them all. Temple. The Temple of the Sun is known for many things. Mainly, getting genocided by the same group of adventurers on a yearly basis. Turnover rates are high. Nobody has time to read scripture, and the entire process of catechumenism is condensed to a podcast seminar by whoever survived.
That sounds about right.
People are inferiors because they don't have enough melanin in their skin.
As such, the theology has suffered, and our angels are just golems on string. Regardless, they have some of the best lineup in years. Free entire shooters, 2 of which can completely ignore ranged penalties. A set of armor, which duplicates and reflects every single positive effect. And a solid steel wall of swordsmen,
Reflecting a
griffins, and
positive
inquisitors.
effect, though. Wait, what do you mean reflecting a positive effect? Like, so if I hit you, that has to be ally only. That can't be enemy. Because if the enemy was to hit you with a positive effect, I would assume that's an accident. But then your armor would bounce that back. That has to be ally only type thing. Like one person gets a buff, everybody gets a buff type deal. There's no way. Some games have done that though. But there's no way, right?
Shooters, 2 of which can completely ignore ranged penalties. A set of armor, which duplicates and reflects every single positive effect. And a solid steel wall of swordsmen, griffins, and inquisitors that ensure their backline remains untouched. And in case you ever get bored of playing artillery death stack that kills everything before it has a chance to get close, they still have cavaliers. I played the self-insert. Effortless strike removes the focus cost of attacking with your hero. Battle frill allows you to use it again if you kill the stack. And inspiring strike gives a 5% chance of resetting the cooldown per point of morale. But
that's nice.
I was already morale maxing, so he killed everything himself and won the match. Grove represents the druids of Murmurwood. Its sylvan rampart spliced with conflux, except every elemental can awaken to receive a heavy steroid. They're expensive, bulky, and completely grotesque. Pixies are now a neutral unit. You get the scraps left over by your haggard butch lover. An amalgamation of rotund chopplegangers that belong better in a trench than broad daylight. Physiognomy aside, they
ruined it. Why? Why is it always the pixies that end up a neutral? That's not the first time, and unfortunately, it's probably not the last time that the pixies will be turned into a neutral, but why? Why are pixies neutral? Is it following the Tinkerbell stuff? There's no way. Wait. That kind of makes sense, though. No. I don't want to think about that. I'll go on a whole rant. Stop me. I'm going to stop myself.
Doppelgangers that belong better in a trench than broad daylight. Physiognomy aside, they take some getting used to. Understanding is half the battle. And unfortunately, I'm retarded. Grove has the best casters, the strongest magic, and the fastest unit in the game, which guarantees you the first move. Each spell has its own cooldown, so I can't spam Armageddon, unless I retreat, return with another Phoenix, and spam Armageddon. But that's not always viable, because single hero and tournament are very popular variants. So instead, I play this abomination, whose mirror copy works on the enemy to duplicate their strongest death stack under my direct control, which then proceeds to murder the original. And since I'm abusing Thaumaturgy and Murmurmancers, this will be my 4th spell on the first round of combat. And then I found out about luck, Grove's synergy with luck, and how, as a result of several sub-skills and laws, each of my units now crits for 300% damage 100% of the time. Dungeon.
I remember there was a time where I didn't really care about luck stats. I was like, who needs luck if I could just tank it all? But man, luck is pretty nice to have. It feels really good when you get a nice crit. It's really good. Just don't neglect your luck. But if you do, just be aware of what you're doing and what you're missing out on. And that's all I can say. I feel like we've all gone through that phase, though, of like, I don't need luck. Who needs luck? I have big, buff, maxed out stats. But luck is like the cherry on top. Never forget the cherry on top.
Now crits for 300% damage 100% of the time. Dungeon is the Alvar Triumvirate. Basically bricks, but with troglodytes. The Dark Elves are in collaboration with the Dragons of Garrett Gorge and the Minotaurs of Ravage Roaming, resulting in a combined alliance of strength, resilience, and centralized banking. Each of their units come with a unique fighting style. Troglodytes can spit phlegm. Infiltrators can infiltrate other men, and the rest basically land more hits based on the position of the enemy, punishing tight formations, close groupings, or just existing in the general vicinity of a dragon. The trade-off is less damage until you develop a legal system and simply outlaw the penalty. As merchants, we play only the greatest of merchants. We take Antiquarian, unlock his money printer, and buy every artifact in the game. As there's some greatly outweighs the monetary cost.
Oh, I like
Necropolis. The necromancers of Shadowspire don't know how to raise dragons yet.
No,
So
they
far,
don't.
we can fuse them together. All we need is several living dragons and
To
the
make a
entire
dead one.
economy. And then, my enemy casts Guillotine, turning the most powerful Tier 8 neutral into the most expensive pile of milk bones. Accordingly, vampires are your new ultimate, because that's
Okay.
all we can afford. The blood waterfall isn't even real. It's just red 40. My wife is dead. I don't want to remarry. I just want to summon skeletons. His
Okay,
rewind life
don't
can
then.
overheal and over-revive to create temporary stacks for the duration of a fight. All life is
Over-revive?
endless, increases the effect of heals and revives, which synergizes with Summon Avatar to double this bonus. I take no losses, because at the
Good.
start of every fight, I multiply my ghosts.
Dude, there's so many low-key. Seth is going through every faction, I'm assuming, and every single one so far is something that could definitely be used and abused. Like, I don't see it so far. I haven't seen one that I'm like, weak. Just like overall weak. You know what I mean? Because there's always that one faction that's just like kind of meh compared to the others, but I'm not seeing that here. Maybe soon, but not yet. Or I'm just crazy and we already saw it and I thought it was great. if the druids were supposed to be the meh, they definitely weren't mad at me. I'm sorry.
I take no losses, because
No
at the start of
loss.
every fight, I multiply my ghosts, which,
Good.
coincidentally, also have the ability to multiply, leading to a carefully managed
Multiplication is
feedback loop
great.
of infinitely rising numbers. Or just take Kelgul, rush Dread Knights, and win without firing a single synapse. Schism,
Nice.
on the continent of Arathia, to the north of Avali, is meant to be Vori, the land of the snow elves. This region was never implemented or playable, so it's subject to a lot of speculation. Schism
Dang.
is complete fan fiction where dark elves have
Is
discovered
it?
and dug up Vori rituals to pull creatures from other planes, or the negative space in between.
Sounds like a dark elf thing to do.
No, that's impossible. It's a squid.
As a result, everyone is melting, going insane, or bloat max.
You have my complete, full, undivided attention. There's a reason why I like dark elves, okay? Many reasons. You could say even at least 2 reasons. I don't even know if what I saw was a dark elf, but, you know, I'm just saying. You have my full attention.
The squid.
As a result, everyone is melting, going insane, or bloat maxing. In exchange,
no, we
they
don't
win
do
the
that.
numbers game, using dead tissue to bind more horrors, and using victories as momentum
I
to
love how you just
artificially
wave
inflate
that-
their
that
stacks.
tush over their
Hive,
eyes,
following
like
Hero's
keys
tradition
jingling.
of having Inferno as the worst faction, Hive makes an attempt. They get the coolest tier 1 in the game, with the best
Ooh.
idle animation. But they have absolutely no shooters, unless you have a mountain of resources for a tier 6 side grade. And they don't care. Once they close the gap, there's not much you can do, except watch them multiply, because they can also lay eggs. Now, normally, there's
that's
counterplay
broken.
to a highly vulnerable
bit.
patch of temporary troops that
Not
take time to
entirely
hatch.
broken.
Except, the Hiver put his hornets on standby, so he'll always get the last move, lay his eggs, and spawn them without contest, at which point his cooldown resets. But
Yep.
that's not too bad, until you
can't fight
encounter
them
a
all.
maniacal reaver and lose half your board in a single turn. You see, normally
That's
units
wild.
take turns and wait for everyone else. Maniacal
typically.
reavers ignore this paradigm entirely, because as long as they get that Call of Duty hit marker, they get a second, which is separate from morale, so they get a third. As your eyes start tearing up, and your Pampers diaper sags under the weight of its liquid gold, a fucking worm shows up and eats the rest of your stack. Also, don't try to mix armies, or a single hive mother will ruin your day, as she
That looks
multiplies her stats
disgusting.
and propagates them to the entire swarm.
Soul
But everything I've
assimilator.
described isn't the worst. No, taking a hero specialized in attribute gain and learning, leveling them to 12, and resetting their level to 1 with the faction-specific building that was recently buffed to give them 4 of each stat for every free level spent isn't just the worst. It's already
That's
banned
broken.
in competitive, which doesn't mean anything, because it's the same group of polls.
It's already banned. They know. They're self-aware that it's broken and they just don't have a workaround for it in competitive. Also, this game has a competitive? You can play multiplayer, like against an actual person? That's really cool. I hope that's real, but like, That's really cool. If so, what the heck? I like that. I can't remember the last time, if I ever, played a turn-based game with a person. Against a person. Sure I have. Oh, yeah, no, I remember. Never mind. It's been a while, okay?
It's already banned and competitive, which doesn't mean anything, because
Daddy,
it's
it's
the
not
same group
happy.
of Poles, Russians, and dare I say, North Macedonians that complain about everything. 99% will never play competitive heroes because they don't live in an Eastern Bloc Khrushchevka. I have. So I'll give you a metaphor.
Yes?
SCP-106 is slowly
Which one
chasing
is
you,
106
except
again?
it's David Goggins, and he's rock solid. He took his Rhino 99 Vyvanse and Tamriel rebuilt dick pills. He's got that migraine rage after playing Deadlock. And after 10 hours of
That's messed up.
anticipation, he phases through the wall and loudly proclaims,
No.
Goggy want fuck. That's
No!
what competitive is like. In summary, everything I said is a lie. Necro and Schism are currently busted. Hive sucks ass. And I'm not heading away strats to my enemies. The music is good.
Dang.
The town screens are nice. The story and writing is atrocious and
We
sounds
don't-
like
we
the
don't pay
intrusive
attention to
thoughts
that.
of a Tumblr blog. There's no teams for
Man.
players. No underground.
That sucks. Because, like, most of the time I play games for the story, the lore, the little bits are, that I find really interesting. It's just really hard to justify a purchase for a game if the lore is actually agreed amongst many that it is doo-doo. It's very hard to justify it. But then you remember, it's a turn-based game. Just win. So, I don't know. That's why I'm a Fire Emblem fan. I like Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is very fun. Many other titles as well, but Fire Emblem is definitely at the top of the list. One of the top of the list.
My enemies. The music is good. The town screens are nice. The story and writing is atrocious and sounds like the intrusive thoughts of a Tumblr blog. There's
Just like
no
Halo
teams for
4.
players, no underground, no water tiles. But none of that really matters. It's early access,
Aw.
and they seem to be doing a good job. This
Nice.
is the same team that brought us Darkest Dungeon without the gay
Oh.
sex. I believe in them. If you like heroes, you'll like Olden
I
Era.
believe in
But
them
why
too.
listen to me? I'm an influencer. Do you know what that means? I'm
Yeah.
one plane flight removed from being a human porta potty in Dubai. Don't listen to my shit. Decide for yourself. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the
Thanks,
many
Seth.
members of the Merchants Guild, generously funding and
Thanks.
bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good
Aw.
one.
Thank you for tuning in to another Neko Reacts. So, have you played HOMM? It's a bit of a mouthful, so let's stick with HOMM, okay? And if so, which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, please leave a like, subscribe to the Universe, and I'll see you in the next one. Matanya! Bye-bye! Oh, my face.